Okay, these are the directions for writing pivotal passages or writing a response to a pivotal passage, a passage from the book that is really important for some reason. Okay, we're going to kind of start slow. Your goal is to find a couple of literary elements in a passage of your choice. You're going to decide which one you think is important, because right now I just want you to start finding literary elements in this book, because there's lots of them. So listen to the directions. There's kind of a lot happening here. Go through these slides carefully, okay? And before you start, there is an electronic folder in Schoology that says Pivotal Passages. I also will have this list of literary elements. It's also online. But it is things like diction, which is word choice, the words that Achebe uses. He uses lots of African words as an example, okay? Examples of figurative language like similes, metaphors, personification. The definition is here to remind you if you're not familiar with them. This book has idioms, so that is one of your options. That's a literary element. The use of imagery, language that appeals to your senses, something you can see or hear, smell or taste. Chinua Achebe does that a lot. That's another popular one in here. The use of proverbs. Sometimes he has proverbs in here. Syntax is the word, the sentence length. Are some of them really short? Are some of them really long? Are some of them kind of fragmented? Sometimes authors will do that for a certain effect. And then the last one, number 8 on your list, is tone. What is the author's attitude or mood of the story at this point? So you will always have this in front of you. You don't need to memorize it. You can always use this. You also have a blank copy of this analysis sheet. This is what you should be filling in and turning in. The directions that I'm telling you are also summarized on page 11. You'll need your book because you'll need to find them. And this time you may work with a partner if you want to. It is an option. You don't have to. Okay, as you look at the sheet, you have to fill out. You have this example across the top, okay? This is off of page 44. What you're looking for is what is the quote, what elements, that's the second column, what elements were used, right? What are the different elements that were in there? And then the third column is how does the use of this element in this passage make it important? So what? So why is it important that he used imagery? What was he trying to do? That's your best guess at this point. We're new to this, we're just starting, but I really want you to try. Trust me, you will get better at it the more that you do. So you have those examples on the paper, so I'm not going to go through them with you, but here is from the book where it is from. It's on page 44, so I just want to show you where it came from. You're not making it up, but you do get to choose. On the rest of the passages that you're going to do, we're going to choose them for you because we know they're pivotal. Then you find the literary element that's in it, okay? Right now, because we're just starting, we really want you to focus on where are there some literary elements in these first 4 chapters. And we want to tell you now as you're starting to read so you can be looking for them. So you were looking for 2 literary elements and how they are used, okay? And then finally, so what? How does the use of this metaphor, the use of this imagery, how does it make this passage significant? And I'm telling you again, it's your best understanding of why they're used here. Okay, it's your best understanding. So give it your best shot on that. Okay, this is practice for both your mid-unit and your final. Right now, all you're doing is completing this chart for practice. You're not turning it into a paragraph. You're not writing a topic sentence, anything. You're just telling me what the quotes are, where there is a metaphor, telling me it's a metaphor here comparing this to this. And here's why that metaphor is important in this passage. Okay? So you have a chance, like I said, to use a partner on this and do one sheet with both names on it. Because you are only finding elements, no more than 2, please. You don't need more than 2 people. So you may have one partner if you want to, or you can do it on your own. After you've done this, I'll give you some feedback. And then you know you're on track or you need some help finding these kinds of things. The further we get in the book, the more understanding you'll have for that last column of why he did it, because you'll know so much more about the character Okonkwo and how Chinua Achebe is using him and what he's doing. And you also have more text to kind of give you more of that evidence and explanation. So we're starting out pretty slow. You're just finding 2. If you find more, great. If you're really good at finding them, that's awesome. Just a reminder that for your summative and your mid-unit summative, the final and mid-unit, you will be doing a full paragraph. So just a reminder of that. And we'll talk more about that and prepare you before you get there. These slides are also in Schoology. You can see a final student summative example there, like a full paragraph. And you can also see the rubric of how it will be graded. So we'll talk in class about it, but I want you to have this so you can kind of review it as you need to. Good luck.